Now, buying land in Africa or in Uganda in particular can be a hassle sometimes. And as a result, we decided, let's just have a chip chat with Mr. William, the owner or the CEO, the proprietor of Liam Media Uganda. For those of you who are on YouTube, please go and subscribe to his channel because he has quite similar content. So today we're going to have a discussion around if you're a Ugandan living in the diaspora, or you're just an African American, or anybody that wants to invest in the country, and maybe you're not in the country or you've just landed. What are those things that one should consider before actually picking out somebody's money from the pocket and buying or paying something? Because at the end of the day, we want value out of our money, hard-earned money for that matter.
True.
So let's delve into that discussion, but welcome to my show.
Thank you, Dennis. Dennis Duke, I appreciate that I'm back on your show. About land in Uganda. First, for starters, Uganda is one of the most beautiful places in Africa. That's why it's called the Pearl of Africa. So the land issue is a very serious issue, and we are open to see that whoever is interested in getting land in Uganda should feel free. If you're an African American and you want to do business here, you want to have a home here, it's free. You should simply contact the right individuals to help you go through the hoops. So that you don't make any mistakes. So the land question, for starters, if you want to have land here, you need to for instance, if you're not in Africa right now, probably you need to have a relationship, or you need to create friendships with people who are here. But then you might wonder, where are you going to find these individuals? I have friends who are trusted realtors, or if you go online, you could actually find some of these companies that deal in real estate. But you need a trusted realtor. We call them real estate agents in Uganda, all brokers. But I think in the diaspora they are known as realtors. So what happens is that this individual will go and source for land. For starters, he will ask for a copy of the land title. Then he will run to the land's offices just to confirm whether it's legit.
Is there a cost when going to the land offices?
There are some small legal fees that you need to pay, administrative fees. I'll have to double check how much that is, but they're really minimal. It's affordable. So when you, after confirming that it's legit, then the conversation can happen between the seller of the land and you, the buyer. Now what happens is that after the buying of this land, it's very imperative that you show some presence that this place has been bought off by you. You put something. We usually have a signpost. Usually place a signpost that says "not for sale," and then you include a phone number, just that in the event that somebody has probably questions, or something has come up, probably it has gone far and beyond where it should have stopped, the conversation can happen at that point. So when you buy this plot of land, don't leave it just out in the space without any activity taking place. No demarcation or anything, because somebody could easily
not even fenced.
It's not fenced. At least fence it up, put some trees, and then speak to the community so that perhaps they could do some activity, maybe some kind of agriculture, so that it's not idle.
That's for somebody that is not making an investment.
Yeah,
definitely, like fast. After buying it.
Yeah, after buying it, you're not doing anything right away. Either you're from the diaspora, or you're just in Uganda and you're still running around with your office job, or you're waiting to raise the money to do the activity that you're planning. So it's important to show presence. So what happens? The community will be able to tell whoever that is coming around that plot of land was bought by ABC. And in the event that there are some issues, the community will be able to get back to you via that telephone number that you placed, so that you sort out those wrangles that could have cropped up, or misunderstandings.
Okay.
So if you have your land, then that is good. Then you also have to place this. There's a way we demarcate land in Uganda. You put there are some stones that you put in particular locations just to signify that this is my area. That is, besides the fencing, these are also important things that you need to place because they are known by the locals. So they know that Akayinja Kakoma Wano, that is Luganda, to imply that that particular demarcation indicates that this is where I stop, this is how far I can go. So when you're buying land, for instance, you need to do the payment, if you could say. obviously you'll be required to send through your national ID if you're Ugandan. If you're not a Ugandan, obviously you need,
Passport.
you need to seek support or help from a legal counsel who can guide you through how to go about the entire transaction. But obviously you'll need some documentation so that the transaction is legal and it's smooth. Yeah. So yeah, that's more or less about it.
Okay, you didn't talk about a surveyor. I usually
The
see-
surveyor. Yes, a surveyor. Now, the surveyor will
What's
obviously.
the importance of a surveyor now?
A surveyor will ensure that he or she double checks the legitimacy of your plot of land, in terms of the boundaries. He ensures that what
Is it the real decimals that or centimeters? That
exactly. He helps to interpret the soft copy that you have of your land title, and he clarifies that this is how far your land goes, and then he ensures that they place the right demarcations so that the community does not encroach onto your land. However, the fees of this surveyor are entirely upon you, the buyer. It's not on the seller. Yes.
So it is my responsibility because they are helping me anyway, not
Absolutely.
the other person, because the other person doesn't care whether
Yeah.
it is what it is on record or not.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the places. I mean, should I just go buy land in Masindi? Or it depends on what I want to invest in when with the land?
It entirely depends on really what you want to invest in. Because you see, when you buy land, you really want, if it's a large piece of land, you have the intention either to do agriculture or whatever it is that you really want to do. And then you also have to be mindful of the community. Is the road network safe? Is it okay? Is there a power grid, water, things like that? So depending on really what you want to do. If you're into farming, probably you might not be so anxious about the water and everything, but obviously you want to be next to a water source. There are people that buy land and it's close to, say, a swamp. You have to ensure that you don't really get into the swamp because swamps are protected areas. So, but then if you're doing agriculture, some people also do maybe fish farming. So it depends on really what you want to do. So you really have to be mindful of what you intend to do in the future. So the places probably I would probably say
For maybe building, real estate or something.
real estate. We would look at, say, places in Mukono. Mukono is a very good place. First of all, you're out of the bustle and hustle of Kampala and the jam and everything. There's something about the air in Mukono. There's something good about it. However, you might not want to be in the epitome, in the city itself, rather in the township itself. You might want to go a little bit far off because the land is arable, it's good, and it's affordable. You'd also consider places like Gayaza. Gayaza is a very good place as well. Which other places? Namugongo is
Sira.
perfect, yeah. Namugongo, and the roads are really being worked on, so you would not go wrong. When you come to Uganda, or when you start a conversation about your interest in buying land, then we speak or we invite other realtors or brokers to explain to us the opportunities that are available, so that you don't get to a place that you really never intended to get. Then secondly, probably just about the land acquisition situation, you can get photos or even a short video clip of the place that you're interested in. Somebody can send you the photos or a video of the place that you're interested in, so that you make a good decision.
Okay. As we wind up, let's talk about the value of land in Uganda. Is land really that valuable?
Land is extremely valuable. Like we all know, land is always appreciating. So it's very valuable. About price, it obviously depends on the location. Places like Entebbe, that is the main route that takes you to the airport. Obviously, they're not very affordable. But depending on how heavy your pockets are, yeah. So land is really valuable, and but still there are places where land is affordable, way much affordable. So you will not go wrong if you start the conversation. You will never go wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the event that my land has been grabbed by somebody, what are the steps that I take?
In the event, obviously, you'll have to run to the land's office. For starters, you report to the police, that is the community where that encumbrance has happened, where the plot of land has been snatched away by somebody. So there's a police report, you file a case, then you run to the lands office with the copies of documents that you have about the land that you purchased. Then a thorough check, all such is done, so that they can retrieve the original land title and resolve the case. It is a very grueling case. It's very difficult, and it can really be, it can take a toll on you. Yeah. So that's why you don't have to rush into the whole transaction of buying land. Take your time, ask the community, get to find out exactly what is happening. If you don't understand the language, talk to whoever that is helping you with this transaction to take some good time. You can actually double check. If you're Ugandan in the diaspora and you have relatives here, that's the time that they can chip in and come and do some of this groundwork for you. Otherwise, your hard-earned money could just vanish just like that, because of having bought land that is already owned by somebody else.
Okay. Perfect. If there's nothing you've picked, then you most probably don't pick anything at the end of the day. My name is Dennis Dukwonyal, and I've been chatting or having a chat with Mr. William, who owns his YouTube channel is Liam Media Uganda. Put Liam Media Uganda, or go into the description or into the comment section, and of course get that pinned link in the comments, and be able to go and get to understand some of the things that he does on his YouTube channel. If you want me to act as your tour guide in Uganda, most probably hit me up on Instagram at DennisDukeUG, or you can visit my Facebook page, or even write to me at dukesmedia12@gmail.com. Until then, ciao.